I never like to say I told you so to anybody. Some people called me crazy. A few of my viewers actually said I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm not saying I predict the future or anything, but this one was pretty easy. Obviously, I'm talking about my previous video about why the Dodge Hornet is going to flop. Now, that was 7 months ago, I think now, and I think it's safe to say that the Hornet has flopped. Let's take a look. According to everywhere that I look and that I've researched, it seems as though the Dodge Hornet is actually the slowest selling car since the beginning of 2023. Being released last April, the sales have gone up, as you can see, from the high 800s all the way up to almost 1700. And that data there is actually according to goodcarbadcar.net that takes in a lot of the numbers and crunches them for us, so we don't actually have to do the math ourselves because most of us are not good at it, let's be honest. Now, even though the numbers went up, that progress didn't translate into success because that progress is so slim. Now, according to the Autopian, that is a funny name for a website, Dodge has a 517 market day supply of Dodge Hornets at an average selling price of $39,000. They have 10,781 for sale and sold at this point in time 939 in the last 45 days as of this article, which I believe is in December of 23. So even still, we haven't gone through a whole year with it. The car is not selling. Now, according to MoparInsiders.com, at the time of their research, Dodge had a 480 market day supply of Dodge Hornets. They had 13,000 for sale, and they had an average selling price of just over $40,000. Now, that being said, let's dive into a few reasons why the Hornet has flopped. Now, this isn't going to be a rehash of my last video, partially because I didn't go back and actually watch my old video before I made this, because what I said then really doesn't matter. If we take a look at the numbers since being released last April, it has only sold 9,314, and that's as of December. There's not any new numbers for this year, but if you look at the trend, about 2,000 per month. We have January, February, so it's another 4,000. So still, they have sold less than 15,000. That is crazy if you look at the comparison to the Jeep Compass and the Jeep Renegade, which respectively sold 97,000 and 26,000 units between the two, with the Renegade actually being discontinued in the North American market. So we won't have the Renegade for the 2024 year. Also, both the Compass and the Renegade have the same FCA small wide 4x4 architecture that is underneath the Hornet. So if those ones aren't selling well, you continue to use the same architecture, the same structuring underneath to build another car. To me, that doesn't spell success. This all makes the Dodge Hornet the slowest selling car of the last year. I believe that this is because it is a CUV with no value. Now, they started about, the average price is about $41,000. And the top trim level kitted out, you're looking to spend 50, if not more, thousands of hard-earned dollars. With the top trim levels coming in the RT Plus editions, you're going to be spending more than $50,000 for an underpowered Dodge Hornet. If I'm being honest, it doesn't look the greatest. They advertise it as an aggressive car. I don't see it. A lot of people at the car show in Cleveland didn't see it. The entire FCA section of the show was incredibly lacking. I barely even had to walk around because everything was the same. There was nothing calling me to go and look at it and film it. Last year I went and the Hornet was surrounded by people. I could barely get footage of it because it was new and exciting, and this year 3 people I saw looking at it. And I actually talked to a few people that did stop and look at the Hornet. The man that I talked to said he almost bought the car, but he chose not to buy the car because he looked at the reliability of it across the platform, and it's just not good. It just wasn't what he was looking for, and he wasn't looking to spend over $40,000. Dodge also promised a GLH edition. We have yet to see that. Also, we see a shift from the gas market to the EV market, and they will have a EAV model coming out at some point, but it is not going to solve the problem. The problem was never that it wasn't electric or that it was gas. The problem was that it was underpowered. It wasn't very reliable. The interior wasn't amazing. It was boring, and the 4-wheel drive system sometimes would just stop working, just like the Alphas would. So with all this being said, it is not a surprise that the Hornet flopped. I can't believe that I was called crazy for thinking that it would. So there's really only a few things that people are looking for in that CUV market, and that's reliability, user friendliness, value for your money, and with the Hornet being anywhere between high 30s and low $40,000, you're not getting a whole lot of value for your money. And the last thing is a reasonable amount of power and a 4-wheel drive system that actually works. I don't think the Hornet notches any of those boxes. These are very simple concepts to grasp. So, I did say I hate saying I told you so, but I'm going to say it this time. I told you so.